Stupid.
We go up to this group.
Do we know this group?
No, we don't. We never talked to this group. They seem cool. 2 guys, 2 girls, let's say.
Okay.
Okay? And we want to go up and just start talking to them.
Okay.
You know, get to know them and stuff like that. What you'll find is that, let's say the group's right here.
Okay.
Okay, you and I, we walk up.
Okay.
Okay, this is what's going to happen. You start talking. The client sometimes...
What card game are you playing?
the client, who's particularly shy, is going to start holding his drink in front of him. Okay? He's going to put his hands in his pocket. Okay? And he's actually going to be a step behind you. What do you think that communicates? When I have this type of body language, what does that communicate to everyone that's there?
Uncomfortable, smaller, not really wanting to be social.
Yep. And even more so, I don't want to talk to you guys right now. I'm blocking myself off. I'm separating myself from the group. And it's not that he actually does want to talk. He's just very shy or slower to engage. Right? So what we always tell is, like you just did, number one rule is we actually say no drinks whatsoever when you're growing up, because not only that, if you're truly trying to learn and get better at this, then you don't want alcohol getting in the way as
a crutch. Yeah.
If you want to really improve, being able to go up and meet people and socialize, whatever you're working on, you don't want alcohol getting in the way.
Okay.
And number 2, when you go up, plus if you don't have the alcohol in the way, no blocking or whatever, but we always say keep your hands out, okay? Because it's kind of like we talked about earlier, where if you have your palms up, that's a little bit more of a sign of friendliness. Like hey, how you doing? High five, like that sort of thing. Versus this is a lot more aggressive and stuff like that. And when you put it in your pockets like that, okay, well probably not the thumbs out, but if you go like this, you're shutting yourself off again. It's a little bit more very nice. So the more open and comfortable you are being there, the more open and comfortable you will reciprocate this. It's kind of like a mirroring thing.
Okay.
Where if I'm cool, they're going to be cool right back. It's actually, there's a really weird trick where if you go up and you're talking to people, and one of the first few things is you basically give them a directive. Okay? You can think about like you've done acting classes. Okay? They give you a directive, they say, be cool. Okay? So you start acting cool. Right? If you say be like a lawyer, okay, you're gonna act a lot more lawyer-like like that. Oddly enough, that works for people too. Okay, there's this weird thing where people act out roles.
All the world's a stage.
All the world's a stage. You tell someone like, hey, like, what's up, guys? Listen, like, have a good time, or you guys seem pretty cool, or something like that, along those lines. You give them a role to play like that.
An objective.
An objective. They want to do that too. So if you're just like, what's up, guys? Like, you guys seem cool. What's going on? They're like, oh, I'm supposed to be cool. I'm going to act cool. And they'll actually be cooler and friendly.
Hey guys, this is my friend Kevin.
Well, don't call it out like that.
Oh.
You don't ever want to call it out. Never call it out. You don't want to be that direct. Because then as soon as you say, my friend's being awkward,
that makes them feel more awkward.
That makes them feel more awkward. And regardless of, like, it might not make them feel awkward, even if I feel more awkward, that's going to project onto them. And they're not going to want to, like, oh, something's wrong here. Yeah, he doesn't want to be
So
here.
could I say, like, yeah, we were just wondering about what card game you guys were playing, and we thought it looked interesting, so just wanted to check it out. Euchre, cool.
Okay, you could do that. Okay, but another thing you can do is bring that person into the story. So what you're going to do is when you meet with this client, we're going to have you sit down for like a half an hour.
Okay.
Okay, and the two of you, part of the time you're just going to be talking, chilling, because he's got to get to know you, you got to get to know him. You guys got to be a good match. Okay, and the other part is you're going to start talking about interests and stuff like that. You got to find out what sort of things he's into.
Like you've been a euchre champion, whatever.
Right, but I mean, here's one of the things, like, okay, so we have to ask this question. All right, my friend and I were sitting here talking, okay, and we think, and, you can bring it to him like that way, where we're sitting here talking, but just the fact that you're verbally saying something about me is one thing, but when you turn towards me, okay, we're a group, okay, and then when you open back up, that's kind of like re-emerging him back into the group, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So rather than being like, my friend's sitting here, talk to my friend, you can be like, hey, we're sitting here talking, right? And what we were thinking, and see how that, can you feel how that kind of
I
brings,
feel the energy shift.
Yeah, and it's not awkward where I'm pulling you in. Okay, I'm not making you feel awkward and being like, oh, my friend thinks you're cute or whatever. It's totally natural that the two of us kind of come in, stuff like that. So that really helps out in terms of body language. It doesn't have to be you talking about each other either, too. Let's say you're okay, so I'm the client, and I'm talking to someone right here, and I'm just kind of like, hey, yeah, and kind of like almost disengaging, and she's talking just to be polite. You can sense the energy's going down. In which case, if she gets annoyed or something like that, the rest of the group will sense that too.
Right.
Okay. What you can do is kind of bring up the energy here real quick, okay, and then jump back to the other people too. So let's say we're sitting here talking, or okay, let's say you're the client now and you're sitting talking to this person. Energy's going down. I can see the body language. As soon as she drops off, for example, you're gonna be all alone, lonely, that sort of thing. What you can do is kind of jump in real quick again. I mean, the idea is using your body language, like, oh, you have to check this out. So he was the euchre champion of last year. Think about that. Get an autograph, okay? And then when you turn back to talk to the rest of the group, okay, that kind of creates like a
buzz.
Yeah, a buzz and energy. But also that gets, if this is the person that he wants to kind of get to know more to see if there's any connection there or something like that, when you do that, that starts to create like a bond between the two of you two near each other's body language. When you come back here and start talking to the others, it starts to give the idea of, oh, let's let these two talk or something.
Yeah. Cool. I like it.
Good.
Makes sense.
So let's do an example, okay? So I'm sitting here talking, blah 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 blah. You're talking to this group over here, okay? Suddenly you look over at me and we're kind of doing this thing, right? Hands in the pocket, looking down, starting to disengage. What would you do?
So Janelle, this guy told me that he makes an amazing pizza and has actually rolled out his own dough and can toss it up in the air, and he learned it in his training at Basbo's. He was 15 years old. It was his first job.
I started Basbo's when I
Yeah.
was younger. I am the creator of Basbo's.
He is. He can actually toss it up in the air and everything. I'll be right back.
Good. But again, if they start to disengage and things get boring, even changing subject or bringing up a hobby or something like that, cool. Let me know more about this person. The more I know about this person, the more I'm likely to get along and bond and find something.
Could. Well, I'd be leaving those two alone. But could if I'm talking to somebody about the pizza and whatever, and I have a question.
Yes.
Blah blah blah. The pizza. Yeah, he used to do this. Thanks. Okay. And go
Love
back
it.
to whatever.
Bam!
It's even better. It's less weird. It just makes more sense.
Right, and that's the whole point if you like kind of talking to them beforehand.
Yeah.
So
You don't want it to be like, I'm hooking you up. You want it to be just flowing.
Yeah, and that's all it is. It's just us finding out if there's a connection or not. When I start to disengage, sometimes I don't know what to talk about next.
Right.
So when you pop in, and there's nothing natural about being like, oh, question for you, and talking about the next subject. Nothing awkward about that at all. It actually helps keep the conversation going.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.